Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren. Recently I've been getting questions about Rogue's role in arena speed, 2v2s and 3v3s. I've been getting these questions on YouTube as well as in Twitch chat and Twitch messages, and I basically want to make a video talking to you guys about the basics of a Rogue's role within, let's do 3v3 arenas for now. And I have some examples for you guys of how I was able to utilize these examples in some of the footage later down in the video, so this video might take a while. Basically, I want to talk about the mindset and I guess the basic thesis of a rogue, and that's just a college term I use since I am in college. So the question is, what is basically the role of a rogue in arenas? You're basically out there to line up the kill. You can think of yourself as a spearhead of an arrow, so you are most likely going to be hanging around in the enemy's position, trying to disalign them and trying to throw down control and damage altogether in order to line up a kill for arena. So basically you are think of yourself as a spearhead of an arrow. You are there to establish control and damage, and you line up a kill for your friendly team. Finding the right balance of when to damage and when to control is how you play rogue in 3v3 arenas. Sometimes you need to deal damage in order to force trinkets, in order to force coolies, and then you gotta swap back to CC in order to peel as the enemy's counterattack, and then you gotta combine crowd control and damage together in order to score the actual kills themselves. And all that takes combo point management, energy management, so it's hard. It sounds hard on paper, but it's much easier after a bit of practice. One of the strong suits of rogues is the fact that we can either swap from target to target and literally whittle down whoever we feel like, or we can train one singular target to the death. So there's a lot of capability for different type of strategies and plays for a rogue depending on what comp you play. Crowd control makes rogues very flexible as well, because we can utilize it for establishing kills or peeling for our friendlies, which is effective in arenas. Because of a rogue's mass amount of crowd control, you can also cross CC enemies. Basically, in cross CC, you would CC the entire team, so instead of having a 3v3 situation, you would have a 3v1 situation, while the other two are CC'd, and the target you are killing is also under crowd control effects as well. Rogues have a high potential for burst damage, so therefore you don't need consistent damage. So while the other opposing team might have more damage overall than you as a rogue, as long as you can burst into a target that doesn't have defenses to stop your raw burst damage, that's literally the easy way to score a kill. So you can literally stop focusing about sustained damage altogether. As long as you can line up your bursts, you are golden. So that's one of the advantages of playing a rogue. On top of it, rogues are also pretty tanky. You can reduce your damage that you take by 30 at all times if you utilize feint properly with the talent of elusiveness, as well as you have a variety of different defensive abilities that you can utilize within arenas. So rogues are really hard to kill, they deal a lot of damage, they can crowd control the battlefield. So it's all about trying to intertwine everything together and working as a team with whatever team comp you are playing. Today I have for you guys two different games to take a look at. These games I was able to utilize max amount of CC and swap capabilities, basically to show you everything that I said in the list and how I was able to utilize it, and I'll commentate over it as well. I'll try to slow it down as best as I can, and I'll try to point out as many things as I possibly can within arena. So let's get on to it. The first comp is a mage, warlock, paladin combo, so with the mage alone there's going to be a lot of CC, so as a rogue I'm going to have to peel. I patiently wait in stealth. As soon as I see the mage bursting, I can see that he's going to go and CC my healer. I shadow step after his blink and I'm able to stop the polymorph of the bat, and then me and Tyrion just had to put some pressure into the mage afterwards. So at the very beginning we're going to be able to get a lot of cooldowns out of the mage. We get a first ice block, which is a lot for us, but it is basically just one of the few pieces that the other team has. They still have bobs, they still have another ice block, the paladin will have a bubble, so it's a lot for us to get through. So at the very beginning, while they have burst up, me and Tyrion are basically going to be CCing the mage, because the warlock can get onto our healer, and the warlock can't really line up damage when our healer is able to heal. I'm stopping the mage from stopping our healer, so then we are able to continue and draw pressure onto the other enemy target until they are out of cooldowns altogether. As you can see, the combat rogue pressure on its own just has a lot of sustained damage, while Tigger is lining up a CC onto the paladin with a stun, so we force a bob out of the enemy team. At this point, I swap on to the warlock and the paladin, just trying to slow down the healing and slow down the chaos bolt pressure, gouge the first chaos bolt, stun the paladin, blind the second chaos bolt. So far we've been able to have a lot of peel potential while forcing defenses out of our enemies. And basically now we have a warlock with no trinket, we have a mage with no trinket, we just got a trinket out of the paladin who trinketed as cyclone. So there's not a lot the enemy team can really do at this point. We can line up a kill now. The mage doesn't have a second block anymore, so this is literally the only opportunity we have right now to line up a kill. We've got so many cooldowns out of the other team, and all we did is basically we CC'd their burst while dealing damage back at them. So we utilize the mix of damage and control together in order to bring the enemy down out of cooldowns. So right now what we have is a situation where I'm about to get polyed. I vanished the polymorph, I corrode the mage in order to stop any CC coming out from him. I get a paladin into a stun, so Tyria can line up a full root solar beam onto him. And then we just burst the mage that doesn't have any ice blocks in order to sustain himself. And that's really it. That was basically the mix of a lot of CC, a lot of peel mechanics, not that much swap, but a lot of sustained damage that really procced coolies for us, got the enemies to utilize their cooldowns, as well as a mix of damage and control together. The second arena is a lot of the iteration of what we were doing earlier. The control and damage kind of mixed together. Every time we face a team against a mage, basically, I'm going to be sitting on a mage because they have a lot of CC capabilities. So if I crowd control the mage, so the mage can crowd control our healer, it keeps us at an advantage. And the whole time I'm building calm points off of the mage, which is sustained damage that I'm able to throw onto our enemy. This team combination is a bit different. It does have a monk who can stop my CC capabilities, so that is going to be an issue for us. So as long as the monk is near the mage, then the mage has almost the freedom to sit on our paladin and basically crowd control our pally. Right now we are in a tough situation because of this monk allowing our mage to CC, and definitely whittles us down as a team as we are forced to use our cooldowns. So all I can do right now is line up maybe a kill onto the monk, but before that I need to get a trinket out of him. I tell Tyria to put some pressure onto the mage, I'll blind the monk, which he instantly trinkets in order to see and make sure that he can sustain the mage as long as possible, as best as possible, without having to trade for the cooldowns. If we can line up some sort of CC onto the monk to force a cocoon, then the monk will be an open target for damage. Right now all we're trying to do again is just to play around the CC of the mage. I'm trying to gouge and kick polymorphs in order to make sure that Tyria doesn't take too much damage, and every time I cannot do it because the monk's stopping me, Tyria is going to utilize the pillars in order to just reduce as much damage as he can take, just as much damage as possible basically. At this point in the arena, I'm back to stopping as many polymorphs as I can. What we need right now is to get cooldowns out of the monk. If we can get a cocoon out of the monk without stunning the monk, then we'll able to score a kill. And it doesn't matter how much sustained damage we have, all I'm trying to do is peel right now. It doesn't matter just how much damage we can put out, all we need is a bit of burst from Tyria in order to force a cocoon out of the monk, as well as a cyclone. And with the warrior sitting on Tyria, it's really difficult to get the cyclones off. I'm stopping the polymorph so our healer can free cast. Tyria is stopping the monk from being able to heal the mage, and I'm just adding in sustained damage, and Tyria is adding in some burst damage of Boomy in order to force the cocoon. Cocoon is forced, so now I'm trying to build up for insight. Mage catches that, polymorphs me, but our paladin does cleanse me at the very end of the polymorph, and I make sure to get inside of the Ring of Frost. Either I could get it on the outside or inside, so I make a split decision to get inside in order to not get frozen. With a single good Shadow Step Kidney into a Killing Spirit deep inside, I'm forcing all the damage onto the monk, as much damage as possible. That's it. That was the opportunity of utilizing CC and mix of burst in order to force coolies, allowing me to CC and line up kills for us, and then utilizing one single good burst without any defensives in order to score a kill and win an arena. And that's basically how I play Rogue. It's very fun, it's very simple, it's a lot of practice, but I won't say it's too difficult though. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. My name is Dalrin. Let me know if you want to see more videos like these, more of me explaining arenas for you guys. I enjoyed making this. This was a lot of fun just to log back at some of my videos and break them down like this. Hopefully you guys are having a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.